Hold tight. Oh, this is what it feels like when you've had appendicitis and you've had a laparoscopic appendicectomy, I think, or whatever it's called, appendicectomy, something like that, and it, gee, meow, yeah. Oh, guys, it hurts like mad. It's absolutely brutal. Do you want a nice little close-up? I'm just going to show you. I'm not usually this fat, okay? It's just my gut's totally swollen. That one there, the old belly button hole, you know, they ram a hole through your belly button for some bloody reason. That one's the one that hurts the most. Anyway, let me just sit next to the G. So anyway, it's been a crazy few weeks for Plumber Parts. We've obviously had our big website relaunch that some of you may have noticed. It's going to be a great place right now for you plumbers to go over there and subscribe. It costs at the moment £43 a year to be with us, which is absolutely nothing. And at the moment, we've currently got deals for subscribed plumbers with discounted heating. I mean, for example, they're offering 30% off all copper fittings. So, you know, buy £100 worth of copper fittings to fill the back of the van up. You save 30 quid and you've nearly made your subscription back. But to add to that, we've also got deals from Vantainer. We've got deals from Trade Radiators, from Powered Now, from Tool Stop, and also from DHS. They've got a spares calculator that's usually worth 40 quid for you to sign up with. I mean, there you go, that's your subscription there. But for you guys, it's actually free. If you're a subscribed plumber with Plumber Parts Find Your Plumber, the DHS spares calculator is completely free. So if you guys want to know how to do that, just click on the link that's appearing now and that'll take you straight over to our register page. It's free to register, but as I say, it's £43 a year to subscribe. So pop over there and do that now. It's obvious. And then once we've got enough of you plumbers there, we're going to open up our search function and then we can get the general public in who are looking for plumbers in your area. Seriously, it's a great website, so please pop over there and have a look. If you've got any questions, just ask them in the comments section below or on Twitter and Facebook. Anyway, as you're probably aware, we've done a few videos lately on Installer Show and the stuff that's been going on there. There's a few more of them coming up as well. We've got some stuff with Nerad Tools coming up, which is actually Darren backwards. I never knew that. What a great name for a company. And also we've got a few things coming up with Lender Hand from Shoestring Tools, which is a really cool thing to help you when you're soldering, and also holding your willy up when you're going for a wee-wee and you're drunk. Did I just say that, George? But anyway, we did record a plumbing disasters video actually before I went into hospital, and then in fact actually before the Installer Show. So what I'm going to do is firstly we'll have a look at some of those disasters there. We'll just go back and then somewhere through the video we'll tell you how you can enter this week's Plumber Parts competition where you can win some lovely Nerad tools. And I tell you now, these are absolutely brilliant. We're going to be doing a review video on them in the next few weeks. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and remember, if there's one thing y'all going to do, that's hold tight. See you soon. Oh yeah, and subscribe. Click on the link that's appearing now if you haven't done already, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Enjoy the videos, guys. That's my cat talk, isn't it, George? Sheep. He's nothing like Jack, is he? Plumberparts.co.uk, home of Find Your Plumber. Right, so let's start it off keeping it simple under the kitchen sink. This is not the way round you should be fitting a U-bend, is it? I mean, that's just going around the U-bend and out and down and nothing's really happening. There's no trap going on there. There's no air trap. All the stinky smells are going to come right back up there and smell like my belly button. Alexander Rice sent us through this photo. I don't actually know who's more wrong. Who did this first? Either someone tiled their centres wrong or someone put that bath in and that shower valve in, not in the centre. Whatever it is, it upsets Alex's OCD and also upsets mine. I'm most upset by this. So is George. Alan Goldsmith, who since has been outed as an electrician apparently. Don't worry, Alan, I won't hold it against you. You have sent in some lovely photos, mate, and thanks very much. You found this one here. Look at this. The renderer was like, whatever happens, we aren't just going to render in them pipes. Those pipes are going to go there. They didn't think, oh, we'll just ring a plumber up and get him to alter the source stack and get that put on the outside of the render when we finish the job. No. Look at it. It's just never going to look nice, is it? Andrew Bremner sent us through a lovely photo as well of, well, sometimes when I'm fitting a tap, I'm looking, I'm thinking, oh, you know, where's that decorative fascia gone? Someone's nicked it out of the box or something when it was on the shelf and put it off with another tap. Well, let's hope that's what's happened here. If it has what's happened, you should never have done this in the first place anyway. That's an 1.25 inch compression nut. It's not a decorative fascia. Darren Jarrett sent us through a lovely photo of that moment where not only do you want to have carpet in your toilet, which for some reason I'm not a massive fan of, I like to see the little drips I leave behind so I can clear them up. But also, you know, 3 steps. It's another one of them stairways to heaven, so you can get up on the toilet and do a big old poo-poo. A trio of Darren Jowett toilet photos that, I don't know where you found them, Darren, but thanks very much for sending them over. Anyway, I've never been to a job before where I've said to the customer, oh, do you know where the toilet is? And they go, oh, it's under the kitchen sink. Right, that's a bit bloody weird, isn't it? And then he sent us through this last one here, which I'm hoping's Photoshopped because, well, just look at it. I mean, how many times do you have to go for poo-poos just there for that to happen? Oh yeah, look, nice little bit of, I'm just gonna go to the shower and sit down and do a big old poo while I'm at it. David Bone sent this one through, and this has actually been flying around a little bit. It was on the tools as well, I believe, but it's still pretty shocking. I mean, what is going on there? That's got to be getting taken out. Please tell me it is. Otherwise, I mean, can you imagine that? It's like the easiest wiring ever for a shower socket, but also the most deadly. I can't believe I just said the word shower socket. That actually shouldn't even be in the English language. Eamon Hawley sent us this one through, and I thought this is brilliant. He said to us, he put a little bit of background to it. He said that this was a house where the tenant hadn't been paying, or they didn't want to pay for any of their heating, and they'd also bypassed the electric meter as well. Probably one of them drug dens. I mean, I've worked at a few places like that. I worked at a place where there was a cannabis farm. They'd ripped all the ceilings out. They'd live just jumped the meter. I mean, complete loonies, the stuff they'd got up to in there. But I imagine they made quite a lot of money while they're at it, and also giggled quite a lot. But anyway, sent us this one through. These people have used immersion heaters and like piped them up so they're in line with the radiator. So they've bypassed the electrics, they've just wanged the immersion heaters on the whole time and heated up the heating system like that. What the hell? Right, I don't know if I've said your name right here, but it's saved on it as Emma Toniel. Whatever it is, right, it probably takes some of you a few seconds to look at this, but number one, if you need a expansion vessel on the outlet of an unvented cylinder, either you're an idiot because it doesn't need one anyway, or you're an even bigger idiot because you put an unvented cylinder on a pressurised system. How this hasn't exploded, and I think if you look a bit closely at the photo as well, it does look like it's got a bit of a bulge here and there. Oh dear, it does look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Flushu, yeah, Mr. Flushu sent this one in. Beautiful photo this is. I mean, it just shows you that when you do stick a flue out about 1,000,000 times further than you should do, it's still useful to something in this world. And this robin sat on there, he's probably dead now, he's probably died of carbon monoxide poisoning, that robin. But at least when he did, he didn't get run over and eaten by George, or hit by a car, or smashed into a window. He just did the old carbon monoxide way of going, got a bit of a headache, and then fell asleep. There you go, that's the end of that. And that's actually a lesson as to how bloody dangerous carbon monoxide is, because it's odourless, sightless, and it gives you a headache. It's about as dangerous as your wife. Fluid Plumbing Solutions sent this one through as well. Lovely radiator brackets there, Fluid Plumbing Solutions. Oh, that is beautiful. I mean, did you just pull that off, or was it just fallen off like that into the room? Had it just sort of bent over, I can't do this anymore. And then we had a couple more through from Fluid Plumbing, and then we had a couple more through from Fluid Plumbing Solutions. God, that's a mouthful. This particular photo gave George, his little willy went as soon as he saw it, because there's dead mice inside a boiler. Oh, are they dead actually? When I was looking at the photo, it does seem to look like they're a bit alive. But maybe that's just the glazed over look of the corpse of a dead mouse. That was my Halloween video voice. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll just, where's my phone? There's this great new app there is on the iPhone at the moment for when you're installing Soil Stack. Fluid Plumbing Solutions told us about it. I got your name right that time, mate. It's brilliant actually, because you don't have to get up on the steps or anything. All you do is load up, it's called Soil Stack Snake, and all you do is just you play Snake on your phone like that, and you'll get a soil stack that looks just like this. There you go. It wouldn't have been long before they smashed that soil pipe here. It wouldn't have been long before they smashed that soil pipe into its own ass. And that would have been the end of the level. Ah, Gary Beck, beautiful little Flexi Friday there, Gary. Thank you. This one got me. This is one of the best photos I've seen in ages. Who was it sent in by? Gary Hay sent us through this photo, and it is absolutely brilliant. He got called to a boiler that was making a really funny noise, like a bit of a buzzing noise. The sort of noise that, I don't know, you don't usually hear inside a boiler, because you don't usually open up the boiler front cover and find this, do you? No. Mate, I bet you legged it. In fact, I seem to remember we had a little chat about it, didn't we? And you were like, man, I put that back on. That cover went back on as soon as possible. Oh, Gary Lee Creffield sent us this one through. And then Gigantophon sent us this one through, or is it Gigantophon? I don't know, but whatever it is, mate, thanks ever so much for that. Beautiful toilet install. This is something I love. When you go into lots of houses, you plumbers are gonna know this, sometimes you go up into the lofts and there's, you know, some old boy, an apprentice has wrote his name down from like the 1950s. You often find loads of old newspapers. I mean, just last week we shared a photo there where there was some pornography stuffed down the pedestal of a basin. What a place to hide that, beautiful. But then sometimes you pull back floorboards and there's been a plumber who's been there before you, or some builder who actually is looking out for the guys in the future. And then you see this. Caution, old buddy. Man, do you want to pull that floorboard up or not? I'd be worried. Hoist Jacob just sent us through this flexi radiator install on a Friday. Oh my God. Oh yeah, Jack Bennett sent us this one through. And this one's doing the rounds of the internet as well, as far as I can make out. But this person obviously did not pay for the work they wanted to be done. As a plumber, you do actually start to sniff out these people, whether they're going to pay or not, stuff like that. And it is like, there was this one I got called to from a chippy friend of mine who I've been doing loads of plumbing work for years. And he asked us to come along to this job, and I got there, looked at it, met the client, saw the house, the state of the house, and I went up to him outside and said, I want to have a word with you by the van. So we went round by his van out on the road. I was like, mate, this person is going to rip you off. Jack Mahoney is just blowing the whole world apart because a cat is in a basin. Thanks, Jack. Jason Rugg sent us through this one. Jace, seriously unlucky dude. Dropping your phone down a toilet that looks like that. Oh my God, that is disgusting. Unlucky, mate. I hope your phone's working now. So John Dias then gets called over to a pretty horrid looking 1970s bath change. Probably going to be quite simple. Get all those tiles off, get all the boxwork out underneath and rip the bath off. And then you find this underneath. Okay, the plot thickens a little bit. We'll have a go at that. We'll take all that lot out. It's one of them jet baths, obviously. I mean, bah, let's get on with this. Rip that lot out. And then you find this underneath. Someone is going to pay for this. John, I think you actually sent us through a photo of the finished job. If you have, I'll show it now. Oh, look at that, John. Well done. You did it in the end. Great work, mate. Lee Franklin, he's invented a new slimline boiler. And then Liam Jackson sent us through a photo. One of his customers who's tried to invent their own version of underfloor heating. Lovely compression fittings there. Mike Haruish. When you run out of copper and you run out of fittings and you need to fit that boiler, the only way to do it is on Friday with some flexies. What the hell? Anyway, next up, Aaron Beckingham. Sometimes, you know, there's problems when it comes to where you're going to put that washing machine outlet. So I've always found the best place to do is point it directly at a plug, because then it keeps the lovely customers on their tiptoes. Tippy-toe-toes. Alex Lancaster, a urinal. How we all fit urinals, the best thing to do is obviously they sit on those lovely little lugs that you screw into the wall. You pop your urinal on there, pop it down. Obviously you've made sure that your pipework's all good. And then to finish it off and make it look absolutely beautiful, I absolutely guarantee and recommend that you use sellotape. That's the best thing to do, or even gaffer tape. Whatever you do, don't do what everyone else does and use silicone. Alex Rice sent us this one through as well. He's at a job and he's trying to find out which stopcock turns off the flat that he's working in. And the old girl in there is probably like, oh, it's just outside in the road, go and have a look. So he goes out there, she's obviously Australian for some reason. Oh mate, it's just outside in the road. I think you'll find it out there somewhere. It's probably going to be out there amongst the 30 other stopcock keys there are that we've just put into the tarmac. And then not actually keyed up to know which one's which. Have fun annoying all my neighbours. Alan Streets Ahead, fantastic boiler install. God. And a nice little photo we had from Aquila Sena, who came over and visited us at Installer Show. Thanks ever so much for sending us over that, mates. We've all been at those jobs where we've been fitting the toilet and you've done all the hard work. It's almost like when you're doing the overflow system. So this guy here has obviously thought, well, I fitted the toilet, I've done a great job and everything, but I've got an overflow pipe that I need to get rid of. So, I mean, let's face it, I haven't got a lot of time left, so the best thing I can do is smash a hole in the top of the 4-inch waste and just pop it in there, just like this. Beautiful. Celsius Heating. I think you're going to have to cut back on the pills you're taking, guys. Charlie Langley was in the pub. Fantastic, lovely bit of tiling, great little bit of chrome pipe, and then they just ruined it by doing a bit of Flexi Friday at the end. They obviously did most of the other job on a Thursday, and then came back and finished it off on Friday afternoon before sitting in the bar and having a beer. Craig Bannister sent us through a photo that actually reminds me what it was like to be an apprentice when you had to thread all your pipework by hand with a load of hand dyes, getting oil everywhere, getting those little bits of metal shavings all over the floor, all that sort of thing. Man, I mean, it is good. It's nice to see, especially with them Landis & gear and Landis & Stafer actuators. Just reminds me of being young again and not old. Yeah, you know, just old and horrible. That's what I am now. Gnarled, withered, worn, married. Then we got sent through this photo by Grant Borton. It's like the worst photo I think I've ever been sent. His or someone that he knows has basically been round a customer's house, or it's a landlord and it's the person who runs the house. And pretty much what's happened is the landlord's used a wheelie bin as an oil tank. Off tech, anything you want to say about that? I suppose at least it's easy to fill. Harry Alcar sent us through a photo of a fantastic solar installation that's been beautifully finished by the guys who did that job. Jason Rugg sent us through a photo of some lovely Flexi Friday. And then Jason decided to send us over a lovely photo of his toolbox that's got lots of fittings in it. I imagine there's probably getting on for 100 quid's worth of fittings that if he'd have bought them off discounted heating when he was actually fully subscribed with Find Your Plumber, he would have saved 30 quid and got his subscription back. Just saying. John Paul White sent us through this new design of a gooseneck tap for a kitchen sink. Actually looks like the sight glass you buy for oil tanks, which actually means then that that tap there is worth more than what a normal tap would be, because that sight glass stuff is super expensive. Josh Tappin sent us through a photo of some pipework that's been very well insulated and earthed here. Fantastic stuff. In fact, we had a few people say to us on Facebook, oh, I've got an electrician and he's insisting that we earth the HEP2O pipe. Oh, electricians, don't you just love them? Lee Kremin, advert for JG Speedfit. Lovely. You know, there's sometimes as well where, I don't know, your indirect cylinder or even your direct unvented cylinder just looks sexy and it wants to have an orgy. It wants to be poked by lots of things. And this one here that we got sent in definitely has had that done. Lee Franklin sent us this one through and it's absolutely brutal. Look at that. Ooh, every orifice is being rammed fully by a nice little 14-inch immersion. And you never know, they might have tried to get the old 27-inch as well. So, we all know what it's like as plumbers. Sometimes you've got to kind of work with the other trades when you're on a site, especially on a new build or even on an extension. Now, obviously, the builder here, for once, actually thought ahead and said to the plumber, guys, we're going to need to get that boiler moved there because the flue is going to be sticking out in the new extension. So they get the plumber in, they have a look at the drawings, probably have a cup of tea and a donut, sit in the van, read the Sun, do all that sort of stuff, then get back in and do the job. A couple of weeks later, they put the extension up and realise that this has happened. And they haven't moved it far enough. Oh my God. It'll probably end up with some of the photos that you guys have sent us where the flue's going up through an extension and then up through the ceiling and being terminated up there. Brilliant photo. Thanks ever so much for sending us that one over there, Ronnie. Ross Webster sent us this one through. I still don't know what's happening here, Ross, and I'm scared. Sean Miller got his prize through from Plumber Parts a few days ago. Oh, thank you, Sean, for sending us through that lovely photo. I'll send it on to Mr. G, but at the moment he's currently pulling the head off a small mouse. SHH Handy Person sent us through this beautiful box working job around a boiler. You'd never have known it was there, would you? That person there is obviously more used to working on canal boats, I think. Steve Aneva sent us through a photo. Sometimes you're doing a bath job, you're taking a bath out, and you know, there's sometimes a little bit of trepidation when you're taking the bath panel off. I mean, a few months ago, one of you guys sent us through a photo of a gigantic dildo that was underneath a bath. Well, I mean, that was bad enough, and let's face it, you know, he probably got 10 quid for it off eBay. Minus postage and packaging, which I imagine was quite expensive because, let's face it, it was a pretty big dildo. Steve pulls off the panel and finds this lot underneath the bath. Suddenly that bath change has become a lot different. Stuart Cole sent us through a lovely picture of a fantastic bath shower install. Look at this. Just beautiful. I mean, I love the way that they've made it go back to the wall nicely. They've used great fittings there. I mean, it doesn't look like it's ever going to leak. And also, you know, they've put in that riser rail really nicely. I just can't see anything wrong with this job whatsoever. Plug socket. Rai, sometimes you've got toilets that are so back to the wall that really there isn't need for a wall to be there. And then, you know, everyone goes, oh yeah, when you use back to the wall pans, the best thing to do is to get a flexible multi-quick to put on the 4-inch on the back of the toilet. Well, this is what this person's done, but they put the flexible multi-quick on the outside of the house. What? Tom Bennett used a condom to fix a leak. Sorry, Tom, I know you didn't, mate. I know you didn't. Is it actually a condom? I can't believe they're that strong. I mean, what pressure was going through that? It's got to be gravity fed, isn't it? Gravity fed all the way from the hips. Tom Sims sent us through a photo that just reminds us of the good old days. Beautiful to see a lovely thick piece of copper like that. I mean, when you rip out a house when all the copper was fitted in like 1940, you'll know you're going to get the wonga from it, don't you? So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed those photos so far. What we're going to do now, George is just monging about as usual. Come here, George. What's this? What's this? What we got here? What's this? Wait. Right, he's just going to sit out of shot. It just drives me nuts, you do, man. It's what they say in TV, isn't it? Whatever you do, don't work with animals. This is what happens if you work with animals. We're just going to twist the camera around and have a look. They sit just there, out of shot. We haven't forgotten about you guys who just watch us on YouTube. You're still important. If you share this post that's appearing right now, yeah, anyone can enter that post just there. Share that on Facebook or retweet that on Twitter. That's the one there. You can see that. Boom. And you'll automatically enter yourself to win a lovely sticker from Plumber Parts and also a nice little cup. And maybe you might even get yourself a little G-slap. You never know. All that will be sent out to you in this lovely Velo bag as well. In fact, we've got another competition coming up soon as well with Evolution Tools, where you can win a couple of chop saws. That's going to be open to everyone as well, so that'll be really good. And obviously there's a couple more competitions coming up with Velo. So anyway, what we've got a great competition just here. Nerad Tools, Darren, legend, great people, amazing stuff. They've got these fantastic sets of grips that are almost, they're kind of like adjustables, but they've got like this gripping action on them, so they can replace a lot of your adjustables as well. This one's one of my favorites as well, really good for undoing nuts on pump valves, okay, just as a personal one. A fantastic piece of kit here. This is a ratchet pipe cutter. So if you're up nice and tight to anything, you've got a little ratchet on there and you can do it like that. It's really, really good. Fantastic tool. Really, really love it. And then obviously we've got a couple of pipe sizes here, 15 and 22 mil. Nerad tools are, you know, really good quality, English built, fantastic stuff there. Really, really good. So I suppose you guys want to know how you can win this. Well, this competition is only open to plumbers who are fully subscribed and paid up to Find Your Plumber. All you need to do to enter is already be fully subscribed and paid up. That's it. So if you want to get over there now, get subscribed and everything, you'll be automatically entered into the competition to win this kit. There's going to be a load more competitions for just subscribed plumbers as well. So there we go, guys. That's this week's Plumbing Disasters videos. We've got absolutely loads more, but keep on sending them in, people. All right, because they are brilliant. And if you've got any videos as well, we love showing the odd video. We have got a few more in the bank, but they just didn't make it into today's cut because there are so many photos to get through. We thought we'd just bash a couple of photos out as well. So thanks ever so much for watching. Remember, plumbers, sign up to Plumber Parts' Find Your Plumber. £43 a year, you get access to loads of deals, and then soon, once we've got enough plumbers on board, we'll open up our search function to the general public, and also you'll be eligible to win all this stuff as well, okay? Only you guys are going to be able to win any of the Nerad tools, and also there's going to be a lot more competitions coming up for you guys there, but you'll just be getting emails about that direct. Also, remember, normal viewers, people that I love so much, don't worry, we're not dividing you up. We all love you equally, don't we, George? But remember what I said, to enter the competition to win a nice little cup, oh yeah, and also a sticker, then find this post on our Facebook or on our Twitter accounts. That's the one there, and just click share or retweet it. As soon as you've done that, you've entered, and we'll announce the competition winners in about a week's time. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Do remember to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook and subscribe to our videos, for God's sake. And then remember, everyone, what do you got to do? Yeah, I'll get a hold tight. See you soon, guys. Plumberparts.co.uk, home of Find Your Plumber. Oh, I don't know. I've done a poo since Sunday, mate. Where are we now? What is it, Thursday? Oh, all I can do is fart. I don't want to laugh. Oh, Jesus.